Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you're watching us from. I'm here at Cavendish University for the very first season of the NDC Debate League 2021. Now, I know for so many of you, you probably don't understand what this is about. It's a new thing, it's an exciting thing, and most importantly, it's something you have never seen before. So before we go into the whole detail of how these amazing speakers are going to be bringing us this incredible debate, let me tell you a little something that you need to know about debate. So I started debating way back, which is why I'm the host, by the way. Thank you. My name is Sarah Kenyana Risoke, and for the several weeks we're going to be running this league, you'll be seeing my face several times. I hope you're okay with that. Yeah, so this debate is brought to you by National Debate Council, and we're going to be hosting a number of young people that are going to be battling minds on issues that affect you, issues that affect your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, issues that affect the society in which you live in. So for you to understand the full scope of how this debate is going to run, we have majorly two sides, 3 young people from both sides, making it 6 people in a debate. And this debate always will be chaired by 3 judges who are going to be determining who of these teams takes the win. Incredible young people that are going to be in this very first episode, season 1 of the NDC Debate League, are going to be Team Winans and Team Berlin. So from Team Winans, which is going to be the affirmative team, something you'll probably understand as you watch this series, is going to be led by Mr. Anseriko Marvin, who will be debating alongside Taken, Jairo, and Okello Dickens. Now from the other team, Team Berlin, which is going to be the negative team of this motion, is Birunji Prima, the incredible lady, and Sima Austin. So what happens? We have a resolution or a motion, depending on how you interpret debate. And this resolution is one that both of these sides are supposed to articulate depending on which side of the resolution they fall. So you'll be listening to a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of views, and I hope you have an open mind enough to understand, to listen, and to have your own opinion. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the house, we have 3 incredible judges tonight. The lead judge is going to be Mr. Joseph Tahinduka. Now, Joseph Tahinduka is an icon in the debate world. He leads a whole debate organization and is one of the co-organizers of this league, who is going to be chairing alongside Mr. Cohens Mugesha, who is an impressive part of the National Debate Council, runs their programming, alongside a very incredible princess from Busoga called Ruth Chitamirike. She's very passionate about gender rights. She has been debating for as long as she can remember, and I can tell you, and I mean it, that she's going to be incredible at adjudicating this debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joseph Gracious Tahinduka, and I'm going to be chairing this round. The panel is composed of a team of 3, and I'll start from my right. My right has a formidable lady called Ruth Chitamirike. She's a law student at Makerere University and has a lot of success in gender and debate. On my left is a gentleman called Mugisha Cohens. He's a celebrated poet and inspirational speaker. He's a teacher by profession and runs the programs of the National Debate Council. This panel shall see to it that the teams that deliberate today on the motion, which says that this House would allow the selection of an all-female jury in sexual assault cases. As we all know, there is a rise in sexual assault cases, and there are very many questions that come up about why these cases are coming up, but also secondly, on whether these cases are getting the justice they deserve. So today we solve a fundamental issue. Are men, or is a balanced panel, or is an all-male panel, or is any other panel that is not all-female worth giving justice to these sexual assault cases? We shall see the teams take positions on these matters, and we hope that by the end of the day, the minds of the young people that will be deliberating on this motion will have given us light on what they think they should do as a justice system to ensure that we can get justice for these people. Some ground rules for the debate as we start. Every first speaker will have only 5 minutes, and other speakers shall use 4 minutes. Cross-examination shall take only 2 minutes. For those that are watching us, we are using the Karl Popper debate format. Karl Popper was a German philosopher who believed in open societies, where people can respond to questions and also interrogate the most pressing issues of society. So for this very debate, we shall be having Team Winans and Team Bali. And I request that every speaker introduces themselves as they get to the floor. So for this particular debate, I hereby call forth the first affirmative speaker to start the case of the affirmative team. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Sere Komavi, and I am the first affirmer in this particular debate. Now, this house will allow the selection of all female jury in sexual assault cases. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are well versed with the legal system in USA, it is not the judges that decide over a case, but rather a panel of jury. The panel of jury consists of jurors who are selected from the society, from the community, and this juror consists of citizens who are well versed or who are aware of the law and the legal system. Now, these jurors are selected from the society and they are engaged into cross-examination, they are subject to questioning, they are subject to being summoned, question, and in the process, competent, efficient, and probable jurors are selected to serve in a particular trial. Now, the process of selection of these jurors is called a voir dire in Latin, which is translated in English as "speak the truth." Now, we all know that in criminal cases, chances of winning a case will be based on the standard of proof, which is beyond reasonable doubt. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at a jury of 12 members. And to win a criminal case of, for example, sexual assault, you should convince all the 12 beyond reasonable doubt, ladies and gentlemen. And this jury will consist of cynical, skeptical, and unwilling men, ladies and gentlemen, in sexual assault cases. Now, we as the House today believe that if the selection of all of the jury is all female in sexual harassment cases, administration of justice shall prevail. The question today is justice administered, where we have a male on a female panel, on a panel of jury, and the case is sexual harassment. What are we saying? We are saying that, let's take an example. What is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is where a person unlawfully or without probable cause or without justification engages into sexual actions with another person without their consent or without their will. Ladies and gentlemen, in Uganda alone, in 2021, in the lockdown, in this recent lockdown, the recent police report reported that 83% of the sexual abuse cases they received, 83% of them were women-based. Now, we are saying that if this case is generally based on women, we need an all-female panel. We need an all-female jury that will preside over this case. Because these women shall not be cynical, they shall not be selfish, they shall not be unfeeling, they shall not be skeptical. Because skeptical here is the most important word, because it brings about questionings and doubt. And where you fail to prove to the 12, even when you have a good plaintiff, even when you have good facts or evidence that really sexual assault, for example, rape, indecent assault, or defilement happened, but you fail to convince one of the jury, who is probably a man who does not care of indecent assault, probably he does not have breasts, he doesn't know what it feels like for a woman to be touched on her breasts without her consent. Ladies and gentlemen, this degrades a woman's dignity. It degrades a woman's dignity. And a male on this panel will not know that. He will look at that as a usual thing. Okay? And we need women who are, these women are the parents, they are the sisters, they are the relatives of these very people going through this very sexual harassment. And that is why we are saying that for purposes of administering justice, we shall need a whole female jury, which will preside over cases of sexual harassment. Because this jury will not be skeptical, this jury will not be cynical, this jury will be optimistic. They will look at things in their reality. We shall not imagine idealistic that, maybe they attacked on her breast. This is how she feels. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the offense of rape. It is grave. Its depth is so low that people will not understand the penetration, apart from a person who was engaged in rape. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are saying, for example, in women, in USA alone, over 310 cases are reported weekly of sexual assault, and 269 of these are women-based. What are we saying? This is more of women. It involves more of women, and that is why today we are advocating that we need an all-female jury that will preside over these cases, because a man will easily be unquote, will easily be skeptical, will easily question, will easily doubt, and where there is doubt, ladies and gentlemen, justice shall not prevail, because we said that the proof is beyond reasonable doubt. That is why we need an all-female jury selection for purposes of prevailing justice in sexual harassment cases. Harassment cases.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, panel. It's a good afternoon. Did you say in case a jury of 12 or being female will give you assured truth? Will you please assure for that truth among the 12 juries who are all female?
Thank you very much. The 12 juries who are all female, I said.
I love that. I love that.
Do you believe that? Let me ask you.
Excuse me, I'm the one who's examining. Do you believe men as well also assaulted sexually?
I believe.
You believe?
Yeah. That to what extent? To what percentage?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what do you seek to change? What are some of the disadvantages of the former system that was used in both men and women?
The former system is that there was a lot of doubt in men. That, for example, again, in this sense, the men will not understand holding your woman's breast without opposing how to do it. That's why we need.
So would you please let the house which procedure for choose the jury?
The procedure followed is that we choose competent, efficient, and probable people that will sit on this jury, on this panel of jury. And these people, in
Thank you very much. So in any case, if you believe that men are assaulted as well, what will happen in a case where we shall have a man assaulted sexually? Will you have assured truth from the women?
Exactly. Assured truth is that women are feeling. They will understand both female and male circumstances.
I love
which
that.
is different
I
from
love
men.
that. So if anything, could you please account for guaranteed evidence and
Guaranteed evidence is that in USA alone, in Uganda alone, I'll come back to Uganda, in Uganda alone, where we see reasonable doubt, in most cases it is a male child that is in doubt, that is skeptical in indecent assault cases. And that is why we are saying we need women who are feeling, women who have, in most cases, go through
asking, excuse me. So that in this case, choosing only a female jury,
it guarantees justice.
Does it ensure justice or unfairness?
Ladies and gentlemen, we say that the female jury shall decide if a person is guilty or not. So we are saying we are asking that all cases shall be guilty.
Excuse me, I'm asking a question of fairness and justice. The selection of one of the female juries ensure justice and fairness.
It is going to guarantee justice and fairness.
It's going to guarantee fairness and justice. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the presentation. You were very first speech of the day.
My name is Bridget Myers. I will be doing the first speech for the executive team. And I will be, first of all, inviting your rebuttals, then I will get the questions that my first speaker asked and inculcate them into our case, and then I will end by giving you a general detail of our case. Now, the motion is this House would allow the selection of an all-female jury in sexual assault cases. We have requests. We have basically 3 to 2 things that we're looking at. Why would we allow an all-female jury? Then we're looking at the fact that these are sexual assault cases. So what do we get from the affirmative team? First, we get that women are all failing, and because most sexual assault cases are actually towards women. The other thing that we get is how their selection of the jury, about how they examine these people and how men are skeptical, men are unfeeling, and all these things. Then we get the idea that jurors, they present to us an idea that jurors are people that have legal knowledge. Now let me start by overturning some of these things that have been presented to us. First of all, the jurors do not have any legal knowledge of the proceedings. Jurors actually take the evidence that is presented before them, and it is what they use to decide what is right and what is wrong. The second thing is that let me take you through the qualities of a good juror. A good juror must be caring but principled as well. They base on the attitudes of the jurors, and they also base on their experiences. The selection process that they gave us was that jurors are selected through examining and questioning them. The real process that happens is that you are brought into a public place, then you are questioned publicly, and then you are inculcated. So the problem that they are presenting to us, and I think that is the right problem, is that there is no justice. Now, how do we bring justice, especially in sexual assault cases? Because we also approve that all these cases are on the rise. First things first, is that the problem is not the people themselves. The problem is not, as they say, the men. The problem is in the selection process. And we're looking at the idea that this is a policy motion. So we expected not only a why, but also a how from the affirmative team, which they did not give us. The how is how do we get the jurors to come up to decide these cases? When we get a fallacy that women are all feeling, I'm asking myself that we should be aligning how we get jurors to the qualities of a good juror. Can't men be caring and principled as well? Well, they want to present to us that they are all more caring and they care more about the woman because the woman is the one that faces these problems. But even men and boys face sexual assault cases. My speaker asked them, what would happen in a case where a boy has been molested and it is an all-female jury that is sitting? The problem that we have, panel, is that we have a plaintiff and a defendant. Over the years, in 1991, when a study was carried out, they found out that women were more leaning to the side of the woman who was presented as the victim of sexual assault. Over the years, studies are being carried out, and because of the political world that we are facing, it has been discovered that there are people that can actually claim to have been sexually assaulted and it is not. Now look at the idea that we want to administer justice. Also, while you're looking, because jurors have no knowledge about the law, they only care about the evidence. Now look at someone who quotes a story about how they've been sexually assaulted. And because just like the affirmative team wants to tell us women are all more feeling, are we therefore only going to care for the plaintiff who is claiming sexual assault? Because in the law we want evidence. Where there is evidence is where the jurors are going to place. They don't care about the law, they know nothing about the law. They are people, normal people that are picked from the society. So how do we bring this justice to the people? One, the selection process. Why don't we? Because in the selection process of jurors, you are brought in a public place. Remember, I clarified that while selecting jurors, they care about their experiences. Imagine standing in front of 50 people and being asked, have you ever been sexually molested? How would a juror be able to answer such a question? Again, they ask you something like, what would you do in this kind of situation? These jurors will lie and give answers because they're in the public to please their judges. But for us now, what we're saying as a counter policy, which maybe we might not put so much face on, the jurors should be given, whether male or female, should be given similar questionnaires that are going to be answered in public so that we get more sincere answers. Because I said the problem is with the selection process, not with the people themselves. We cannot want to change people because we cannot want women pretending in public because we just want to have women to sit on these tables. There are attributes that men have that women do not have, and the attributes women have that men do not have. So we need a juror that is balanced, where we get them to be selected out because of the questionnaires that we get them, that they were free to answer in their own time without having to matter that 50 people are looking at me. How will I feel to share an experience of sexual assault? How will I feel to answer a question like this? Because I want someone to pick me to be on the juror table. So the question is not even about evidence. It's not even about how many jurors we have. The selection process should be dealt with, and also the fact that we should consider that both male and female face these cases. So we rest our case by saying that the affirmative team does not have a case. Their selection process, null and void. Everything is just null and void. I welcome this.
Thank you so much for asking this question. This half is the main case.
As speaker, I would love to understand something like this here. One, did you say that jurors do not have legal knowledge?
Yes, please. Jurors.
So what do they do in legal cases?
They base on evidence presented before them. That is why they are picked from the public. So
That
they
is
are not
that
biased
legal,
by
right?
what they know by the law.
Is that legal?
It is evidence they base on.
Okay, so how would you feel in case your case is kind of yet you are assaulted and in a panel of them being 12, one person disagreed and feels uncomfortable.
One person is going to contain the whole.
So,
And the other issue is the problem is the
okay,
selection.
thank
It's
you,
not
thank
the
you,
people
thank
that
you,
are.
thank you, thank you. So do you know how this view system operates?
Yes, please.
Are you aware that in there is no balance vote?
There is a balance.
Oh, thank you. So maybe as I wind up with my questions, did you say that the problem is the selection process?
Yes, please.
Are you aware that these people are selected based on capabilities?
No, the selection process right now has very many issues because people are brought into public. They can lie just to get the favor of the judges or the lawyers so that they are picked.
So do you know what they lack?
Yes.
Thank you so much for the presentation. We will have the second speaker on the affirmative team. To continue the case.
Thank you very much, dear judges. Jared Akan, the second affirmative speaker. Now, the negative side has raised very many questions that I'm going to answer to the best of their knowledge. During the first cross-examination, the negative speaker asked my affirmative speaker if men were also assaulted, to which he agreed that yes, men are assaulted. Then he asked how women would handle this. Dear judges, I would like to concur with my first affirmative speaker when he said that women, and I quote, that women are more caring, more feeling in certain situations, natural situations. This is argument because, dear judges, women, when they are presented with the facts, it is true they have principles, they stick to principles, but inside them they have the feelings, they care for certain situations, they do not judge heartlessly. They relate with the victims of this, both the victims and the plaintiffs of these sort cases. This is why they make a better candidate for the jury in assault cases than men, because men tend to brush off certain things. A man cannot feel the pain a woman feels when her breasts are touched when she doesn't want, unwillingly. A man cannot feel the same pain a woman will feel when she is raped. This is why we are saying that women are better candidates, ladies and gentlemen. A question also was raised on our jury selection process. Here, the negative team says that questionnaires should be introduced and that the jury should answer these questionnaires in public. I would like to inform this house that questionnaires are already in place. It is one of the things that is used for selecting female juries. It is one thing that the affirmative team is fronting for. Questionnaires are already being used for selecting the female juries. Then also, a question on the jury having any legal knowledge. Dear judges, I would like to point out that is something that the negative team is leaning on but carries no water. It is a fallacy because everyone, as long as you know what is right, as long as you know what is in the law, has knowledge about the law. So that is a lie. The jury have legal knowledge. They know that when you commit a crime, you are supposed to be punished this way, that way. So if they do not have any legal knowledge, how do they decide on the verdict? How do they decide on the verdict, ladies and gentlemen? And then also, team, I would like to point out that team negative has already agreed with us, team affirmative, that we have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that verdicts are generated beyond reasonable doubt, and on the fact that evidence is supposed to be shown in the house, in the court of law. Now, the first negative speaker came here and agreed that jurors, based on evidence, when they are deliberating on issues, based on evidence for their verdict. Now, my first affirmative speaker came here and said that verdicts are generated on a basis that someone has to be proven guilty or beyond reasonable doubt, which we are fronting for. This does not affect justice, as the team negatives claim that an all-female jury will affect the justice and fairness in court. No, because their decision is based on evidence that the negative team has already agreed on. They agree with us that That is why we keep on telling, that is why we are fronting for an all-female jury. One. Then also, there was a question on guaranteed evidence. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Second speaker, about this examination.
Do you have any proof that women are more female? Do you have any proof that women are more female than men?
Yes, we see it every
So
day.
in a scenario where a story has been concocted, the evidence presented is wrong, you also
That is
so you're
where-
saying the support that women should still lean toward the plaintiff and not care about the defendant. Is that justice to you? The question is that justice to you?
You still understand the concept of evidence proving
Is there
beyond
justice to
reasonable
you?
doubt.
Is there
Evidence
justice to you?
proves beyond reasonable doubt.
Are there women who are skeptical and unfeeling?
There are some. That is why they go through a
Thank you,
process.
thank you. Does sexual assault happen to both men and women?
Yes, it does, and we have already highlighted.
So why women? Why do you want an old women jury in issues of both men and women?
Because they are better candidates in the jury. As we have
They want
already.
you to prove just like you're saying beyond reasonable doubt. Why women are better than men in these cases?
We have already highlighted that men have
Please repeat your selection process in 2 steps. Please repeat your selection process in 2 steps.
okay, we'll go in a minute. Then is the candidates are selected and they go through a process called as
Okay, just one. Give me one.
they are asked for
Give me
their
that one.
efficiency.
Give me, they ask for their
Decisions.
Don't you think they can lie? Anyway, give me 2 qualities of a good juror.
Good juror.
Yes.
Yeah, should be caring and should also understand.
Are both men and women capable of having those abilities?
They are capable, but women are better.
Why are you saying the women are better? We don't have evidence and the burden of proof is on you. You've not given us any proof. We are telling you
We
that
have already
men
proven it,
have
that's
that
not
men
want
don't
to
have.
see it.
Pardon? Okay. So you're giving us general statements that women are better than men.
We have
Do you have
already-
any statistics you can rely on? Do you think that in administering justice, the defendant also has a right to be heard?
Everyone has the right. The jury does not affect the process of the court.
All right, thank you so much for that. Shall I see the second speaker from the next?
You're going to be present again and giving us a presentation on the activity. So we have an affirmative team that has decided to take the route of giving us general statements that are not backed up on how women are better than men, how women understand issues better than women. And we've already presented to you that jurors do not have any legal understanding, basically based on evidence. So in a situation where you come with your, for lack of a better word, empty head about the law, you come and you are willing to be persuaded by the evidence that is presented. How sure are we that men are, and in any case, why do we need feelings in this case where we need to decide by evidence and not feelings? So we are raising the issue that the problem is not that people are free to be how they want. People are free to be skeptical and all these things. The thing is, we do not need some personalities in the jury. Now the problem is the selection process of the jury. We should not be having everyone coming to listen to this evidence, and that is what we are presenting. Because the idea that is happening right now, they are saying that questionnaires are already in place, but this is something that has not yet been embarked on. What is happening right now is that you will come, there will be judges, there will be lawyers, and each one of them will ask you questions and they will decide to take you or not. And what we are saying that this process is too public, and what is happening is that people are not giving genuine answers that will make these people that are selecting Nigeria to be able to make better decisions. What we are saying is, why don't we clarify the system in which we get Nigeria by asking them questions that are not only sincere, but they can be able to be answered in public. We are not saying that in questionnaires people cannot lie, but at least they can be more honest. So So because they know that I'm not in the public, I can be free on this question paper because no one is really going to judge me. Now the issue that is really perturbing the negative team is that sexual assault happens to both men and women. Now what we want the affirmative team to come and prove, also beyond reasonable doubt with evidence, is that how can we guarantee in a situation where there is a boy? Because they seem to be telling us that because I am a woman and I see a fellow woman saying they have been assaulted, I should therefore be inclined to believe them. And they're even, in that case, they're even taking away the idea of evidence. Because for them, they are now saying, women will decide because of the feeling, their feelings and emotions, and not the evidence that is presented before them. A good juror must not only be caring, women are caring, but must also be principled to discern the evidence that is brought before them. So, for us, we are not saying we need an all men or all women jury. We are saying we need a balanced jury that is selected in the right way. Because these are problems that are happening between both men and women, and if we want to find a solution, then why not go through a better process of getting this jury? The other problem that is perturbing us is really that they have no proof at all that women are more feeling. We don't understand how this whole feeling thing is going to bring justice. We have presented to you that the idea that one can forge a sexual assault offense. Someone can be blackmailed, anything can happen. So where we have our woman jury, because they are basically depending on the emotions of women to administer justice, we are looking at a scenario where the person brought before court as a defendant is actually innocent. We want them to also be heard, and in this process, we also want them to be in a situation where they can defend themselves and also have some kind of belief in the legal system that, hey, this legal system is here for me and I can be free and whatever is going to be decided. But imagine where a man walks into a courtroom and there are only 12 jurors. What are they going to think? They are going to think that there is no justice, and just like we presented. The problem is that we want justice, right, for everyone. We are just taking a more realistic approach that, hey, sexual assault happens to both men and women, not just women. So why don't we just cleanse this selection process and be more fair, and not just based on feelings, but the evidence that is brought before us. We disregard everything they are saying about it being proof beyond reasonable doubt and all those things because they do not apply to this motion. The problem that we are trying to solve is how do we bring justice? Because also remember that justice could be to the defendant because really the plaintiff might not be assaulted in this case. Does the defendant therefore deserve justice? But also we want to look at the idea that yes, maybe the woman might be raped. It could also be true. But we also want, now in their feeling they have forgotten that women can also be skeptical, women can also be all those ugly things that they are saying men can be. So imagine also selecting a juror that has the same characteristics that they are running away from. Imagine such a kind of juror. So they are not solving the problem. The problem is in the selection process. And that is what we are pointing that it should be clarified. It is not our role to define to you how it should be clarified. Although we presented to you questionnaires that have been proved beyond reasonable doubt to be more effective. But that is what we think as the negative team. Rest in peace.
I think so much we have considered
installation. Do you believe that it is a burden to prove bias to the person who alleges?
No. The
Ladies and
burden is
gentlemen,
proof. Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, there is the burden to prove bias to the person who alleges that
That's
they
a
are
great
raped
question.
or
Because
assaulted.
it's
Next, do you agree that one person can overturn a judgment and prove beyond reasonable doubt?
I don't see how this is really much.
She does not know the process of the law. Ladies and gentlemen, next question. Who faces more sexual harassment cases of men and women?
Both men and women.
What is the percentage?
That is
Who takes the higher percentage? She does.
And also that percentage.
Okay. Next, do you agree that for a verdict to be taken, it is based on evidence?
Yes, please.
So it means we cannot just take a verdict without evidence. Judges talk not of that. And what I'm saying is the other thing is that you have a problem with the selection process. You agree with it?
This question is ridiculous. There is a
Thank you very much. Do you agree that there is a questionnaire in process? Questionnaires are adopted. Do you agree that questionnaires are adopted?
There is no questionnaire.
There is no questionnaires are there. The other question is, what do you want the selection process to be compromised of?
Compromise?
To consist of. So,
Okay. It should consist of questions. It
thank
should
you
not
very much. So,
consist in public way of answer.
do you agree that the selection process is governed by judges, attorney generals, and lawyers from both
And
sides.
it should also be knowing that people can lie.
She agrees with that. So the questions of lying do not
You should also be aware that these lawyers can choose people they want.
Question, ladies and gentlemen, do you agree that people to be selected should meet all the standards and criteria put by the judges and attorney generals?
You also know that there
Yes
is
or no?
irregularities in this
Yes
process.
or no?
I don't know.
So she's questioning the process, but not justice. We are looking at administration of justice. And the process is clear, we have assurance in the process. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the first and second speeches. We want to thank you for the speeches. We shall have a short commercial break to thank the National Debate Council, SDE, and Solutions for making this TV debate we have.
Welcome back from that very, very hot round. I don't know about you out there. I don't know about the parent watching your kids deliberate and have conversation about all these incredible issues, but I wasn't settled in my seat. First off, I don't understand how men are sexually assaulted, but hey, we're here to learn. So I want to thank you very much for keeping with us, and as we go into this break, please be sure to keep tuned in and wait and see what all these young people have to say next. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen who are following us, welcome to the short commercial break. Again, this is the National Debate Council TV debate, and we are debating a motion which says this House would allow the selection of an all-female jury in sexual assault cases. We have had the first and second speeches. We are going to move ahead and have the final speeches of the round, and those are the speeches of the third speakers. Let's welcome the third speech from the affirmative team. Hey.
So, this House will allow the selection of all female juries in sexual assault cases. Now, panel, in today's debate, team negators tend to concentrate and claim more on the selection process. But what does this debate want us to deal with? We're looking at a verdict that is being given, right? And the verdict fair is there justice in the verdict. A first speaker came and clarified that in a jury system, we actually have juries who are actually not just like a judge, but these are very many people who are selected within the processes that today's team negators are claiming that needs to be improved. Ladies and gentlemen, I asked myself that if the processes of questionnaire that they claim that needs to be put in place, which is already operating, that we have a lot of people, like we have lawyers, we have attorney generals, and the citizens decide on who is to take part in this jury verdict. If that is to come true, but yet the people who are selected there, the unwilling, they do not understand the situation that goes in, then what will the verdict look like? Ladies and gentlemen, today we told them very clear that actually in the jury system, if one person is not compatible with that verdict, then that means that the proceedings cannot continue, which they fail to understand. They claim that the people who are selected do not know the legal forms. Then we ask them that if they do not know, why do they carry out legal activity? That means all that they claim that is a process is actually not true. They came here and they say that actually both men and women are assaulted, which we say yes. But we give them a statistic that in Uganda alone, 83% of the people who are assaulted are actually women or female. What does this then call us to understand? Women are mothers. And these are very women that know each and everything that happens within a child. If a child of a lady is raped by a man, what does it then call for? Men will claim that there are certain sexual feelings, yet we gave them that in case a breast of a lady is to be touched, which is uncompatible. will the man feel the same way the lady feels? That is what we tend to consider here. We told them that doing with this and female being it will be real and principle. We talk of feeling and understanding, which today they tend to take only feelings and they leave the perspective of understanding. That is the point that they claim to. Today's team negatives, they have nothing to stand on because they claim on the selection process, which does not relate to the body. They have not given us the relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, they also came here and they said that a good jury must be caring and principled. Now the point of principality comes in understanding, of which we told them that we realized that actually men are there. We have boys that are assaulted, but these are the verdict are taken by their mothers. What would that then call? Would a mother allow a child to be assaulted or be biased and do that? That is the question that they need to come and answer. So today, as they tend to claim on the selection processes and they are not related, we believe that they are actually going to analyze the emotion and they deserve to lose this emotion at that very point. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much from the speaker. We now welcome the last speech of this very long. That's a speech from the third negative speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pano. It happens to be an interesting afternoon that we have a full opponent who is team affirmative in this case, who actually confuses us Pano by the following reasons. One, today's resolution happens to be a policy resolution that calls for why and how. From the first speaker up the last speaker, they haven't told us reasons as to why they think we should no longer have a mixed gender-based jury, rather have a single gender-based jury. What am I trying to mean? They are telling us, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to select all the women to make a team of 12 who are going to sit in the jury, but haven't given us reasons why they think formerly when we had men in the jury, but we had the problems. That's what we needed here from Team Affirmative. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to order my speech as follows. From negative affirmative number, who came and gave us whatever he gave us, but based himself on assured justice in case we have a team of 2 who are on the women. We need to see assured justice versus denied justice versus gender-based justice. We can have assured justice from all the women we are talking about, but what if we have denied justice that is gender-based? What if a woman doesn't favor a man and you actually consider when you accept it that men are also assaulted as well sexually? Ladies and gentlemen, here comes affirmative number 2. Who tells us that women are caring, feeling, and skeptical? But here comes a question that passes. Do you believe some women are unfeeling, unskeptical, and uncaring? They actually again conceived they were like yes. But if in this case we have members of the jury team that actually belong with this case, this category. But if we have members of the jury team that aren't caring, are skeptical, and aren't caring, and in this case we have a man being assaulted, shall we have justice? Ladies and gentlemen, here comes affirmative number 3. Who tells us that in case we have a member, a team of 12 members who are only women on the jury team, we shall have assured proof? But we come and verse this with sense of humane. What if we have 12 women and some of them are like the sense of humane? Are we going to have assured proof in this case, or someone is going to be unfavored, or is going to be handled and justified? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to, besides the comparison, I want to come to the previous clash point of the day. That it's been a resolution that wants, why do you think we need to change in the way we are having the jury? We told them that our major claim is that we need to change the system that we are following to select the team members for the jury team, which they actually underrated and said was actually nothing. But we asked them reasons from the first speaker after that speaker which questions haven't been answered, and they are following some good belief. And in this case, I think it's biased that he did want the negative side, although the 3 questions that haven't been answered. Can you please account for the unfeeling, unskeptical, and uncaring feeling in this case for women who want to favor men? You people will never answer that. Here comes another question. So that a woman feel the pain the man goes through in case of assault sexually. You ask us that does a man feel the feeling a woman feels in case she is assaulted sexually? Did you please answer that question? How does a woman feel towards a man who is assaulted? Did you please have that question answered? Question number 3 comes. Can you please mention some of these advantages some of the disadvantages of a mixed up jury at the expense of a single gender jury. You did mention envy. We are basing ourselves on assured justice, ladies and gentlemen, whereby we are saying that we need to have the balance of gender on the members who are on the jury team to ensure that both female and males are assured of justice. Why? If we have 12, let me take an example of 16 females and 16 males, we shall have balanced justice whereby everyone is going to share evidence and proof. They say that they are going to base on evidence, not anything else. But in this case, whatever a woman, my first affirmative raised that what if a woman concocts things who have been assaulted. But on the jury team, we have only women who are very feeling, who are very skeptical, like you mentioned. And in this case, that's a man face justice. But in this case, if we had men as well on the jury team, we would at least have some argumentation at long last come up with evidence that proves the person is actually innocent, not guilty. But in this case, if we had a jury that consists of only women, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to have a short test the men. Not just condemnation of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the affirmative number, whom they ask the question. Do you believe some women are unfeeling and uncaring? He conceived that seriously, yes. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, the question that won't still negative is, what if you have a member of that category on the jury team? Shall we have assured justice that we are basing ourselves? With that, ladies and gentlemen, with that comparison, I believe that the still negative we can't take place. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much for the engagement. And then I'm going to take first speaker and give back the results. Thank you. Thank you so much. The feedback of the judges is going to have two parts. We're going to have their feedback from Judge Rose Tamelike, then give feedback of who won or did not win the debate. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, speakers. Thank you for this round. And just to get straight to the point, what I have to tell you is that it is important that for every speech you make, at least have a structure of that speech. Because we had an instance in this very round where a speaker type of used that and if they had not gotten to the positive matter of their speech. So structuring your speech is always going to help you make sure that you brought forth the team's stand and you have added value to this debate. Another thing I would love to note is that there is an improvement in cross-examination. But even when you're doing the cross-examination, there are some matters that are pertinent to the debate. In as much as it is a tactic for some debaters to sweep away some questions, it is always important to at least refer that question to your next speaker, because we are debating not just to win, but we need to see a good debate in the judges' panel. Generally, the speakers did well, though you need to improve largely on how you structure your speeches, because it is going to help you a lot. And because we had very many speakers who were making speeches that were all over the place, and it was very hard for the judges to know what point was in whatever point that we were making. So to avoid overlapping speeches and to avoid that whole scenario being all over the place, at least structure your speech and help us walk through the speech with you. Otherwise, to greater debates. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Judge Rose Tamelike is the verdict. The verdict was informed after analyzing that fundamental four crashes that the debate was about. If you follow the debate, you realize that there were four issues that the debate kept revolving around. Of course, there are very many factors that influence the decision, but for instance, the debate felt that for the level of engagement that was on the table, there was a need to follow a clash at the time, especially for the most crucial clashes. So this debate, as you all agreed, was about the administration of justice for sexual assault cases. The affirmative team had pegged the debate on the majoritarian view of the people that should suffer sexual assault. Yet the affirmative team felt that that position was a little unfair, given the fact that both men and women face the same problem. So about 4 things. One, the affirmative team felt that women are more feeling, they are more caring, and therefore they are better suited and understanding to celebrate this. They are understanding, therefore they can administer justice to the women's side. Even in the third speech, we start getting proof, I think, from Dickens that the very fact that they are mothers, they can also try to understand men. That was in the third speech, whereas it was in the first and second speeches. The negative team thinks that both men, that there is no proof, one, that men are not caring and are not principled. They also say that what proof exists, and that is what we did not get from the affirmative team, that men themselves, women themselves, are not unfeeling, are not unprincipled. So we felt that the few little rebuttal they give to that position of why women are in a better place to deliver justice on that very position. We felt that that very contention was taken by the negative team. Then secondly, still on the administration of justice. Of course, the debate had been founded on the idea that we need to cater for the majority people, right? And then there was this idea that, you know what, one man on a panel would veto a decision together. You know, veto by saying, okay, 1 out of 12, that means that decision does not go through. So that was the premise of the affirmative team. The panel felt from facts and position that the principles of beyond reasonable doubt may be applicable to legal cases that where probably it's a jury and there are own judges, but in juries, just like we premised the debate, the principles are a little bit different, just like the negative team mentioned that it is still a majoritarian aspect. If there is one dissenting judge or even four and others are eight, the decision is still approach. So we felt that still that very proof that you are bringing to the debate sort of contradicts. There are two words. There is a jury, which are ordinary citizens who come in to look through the facts of a case and come to a conclusion. So we felt that that position also had a problem. So we come to the very last contention, which is on selection. So the selection process, the affirmative team says, it says that, look here, these are attorneys, these are lawyers, this is a process which is run by professionals and therefore has little to do with bias and stuff like that. The negative team comes and says that the people of the debate actually is how these people are selected. That very process is faulted. And they bring in questionnaires. We get rebuttals from the affirmative team which say questionnaires really exist. The other team comes and counteracts that very rebuttal to our reputation. They say that, okay, they may exist, or maybe they're in the process of being implemented, but still the process is a little bit public. And we do not get fundamental results from that process. So when the judges weighed in on that very position, we felt that even when both teams almost went to a stalemate on the matter on which selection process was better, we felt that still the position of the negative team on the very fact that the process itself does not produce qualified juries, given the fact that if you listen to the second speech, she said that these very lawyers and attorneys are subject to bias themselves. So we felt that that actual position is biased. So moving forward to the affirmative team, it's extremely vital that you know what the smoking gun of your case is and what fundamental offenses. We thought that your case involved a lot of claims, and that's why even when the points are strong and you could go further to explain and expand on them and actually weigh the debate from facts, we felt that the depth of argumentation on your case was a little bit low. Yes, you say men are not that feeling. You are more like say it's commonly known, it's widely known that men are feeling. The other team comes and tells you that in 1991 a study was done and women judges or women juries were deciding on female cases. They were more bent to decide on female cases in the positive direction. So once judges start comparing claims and we find that both claims are true, now we start now getting into the reasoning of the claims. Now, if that particular argument was fundamental to your case, and it received such a refutation. That's where it's important for the subsequent speakers to come and defend the position. So it's important for the second speakers everywhere to always make sure that you know which parts of your case are the most important to prove. If possible, concentrate a little time on that to ensure that the whip speaker comes when everything is done. For example, Dickens was coming on the very last speech, trying to now prove why women only juries still can cater for men. But even when his justification was good enough, it was just appearing into the debate and was still not sufficient. So always know what is your fundamental position and run it up to the end. So this particular debate for clarity was won by the negative team, and that is team debate. We wish you well in the next stages of the day. Thank you.
Welcome back from the second segment of the very first episode, season 1 of the NDC Debate League. I want to thank you very much for staying with us for this incredible 1 hour and for being a part of this very important deliberation. Now, for the parents at home who are watching your children, I'm very sure you feel just as proud as we do, and I hope that you have learned as much as we have learned from this segment. And for me, what is the take home? I've been asking myself the very same question: do we need sex in determining justice? And that has been the biggest question of this debate, and I hope that for this week that we're going forth, you ponder upon it every single time until we come back for the very second episode. Now, once again, I want to thank our sponsors, STV, for this media coverage. I want to thank Cavendish University for giving us this very impressive venue. And I want to thank Jude Color Solutions for the branding. And once again, NDC for bringing us this episode, this season, this series that we are going to enjoy, that we are going to learn from, that we're going to have so much fun and so much to do along the road. So thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for learning with us. And thank you very much for winning the young people with me here. And of course, for allowing yourselves to be tasted in form of intellect, in form of deliberation, and in form of argument. Thank you. Stay with us. Have a good night.